Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Universal Chronicles, where we use every avenue, every resource, um, every tool to learn life's lessons, right? So, today is a much better day. A much better day. Um, when I woke up this morning, uh, the energy was different. Uh, and I've been having this like excitement within myself. I'm like, what I'm excited for? I don't know what I'm excited for, but I was dancing around the house, pretending like I was a little ballerina, just being extra, because that's what I do. And so I've been taking care of little things here and there. I kind of switched up my routine today, and it's cool. Um, but yeah, today is a much better day. Um, I wanted to come on here real quick just to talk a little bit more about the healing process. And in order for you to even start the healing process, you have to first acknowledge that you need healing from something. You know, call it out, whatever it is that you need healing from. You know more than anybody. You know when, the incident happened, who did it, who said what, however it goes. You know that you need healing from something. So you have to acknowledge that you need healing. You have to acknowledge that a particular person hurt you, um, or something they did rubbed you the wrong way. You have to acknowledge that something hurt you, or something made you feel less than or not good enough. Whatever it is, you have to acknowledge it in order for you to begin the healing process. It's like um, when someone does something to you, you really boiling on the inside about the situation, whatever they said or did, but you don't address it. Um, and you don't mention it to them, and they're probably not even aware that you feel this way. Because you don't mention it, you will continue to um, have whole conversations with this person, speak to this person, but all the while that one little incident is like playing in the back of your mind, and before you know it, it's festering. And then the next thing you know, you side-eyeing this person every time you see them, because you still haven't acknowledged the fact that they hurt you in some shape or form. So now you have a bit of resentment or bitterness toward this person, all because you didn't acknowledge, that they hurt you in some way. Um, Now, there's two ways that you can acknowledge. You can go to that person and say, they hurt me, if you feel like they aren't aware, or even if you do. And of course, again, uh, they have the free will or whatever to make it correct, apologize, or whatever it is they need to do to make the situation right. Or they can just not do nothing and say, no, you tripping, you too sensitive, whatever. But the point I'm getting to is, if we don't acknowledge that we hurt or someone hurt us, then we don't acknowledge that we need healing. I don't think it's enough to say I need to be healed. I think there's certain things, we need to call out. I need to be healed from a broken heart when such and such did this, or when this happened, or when I lost this person. That could be a mom, a dad, a sister, a brother, uncle, whoever. I lost this person. They were very close to me, and I'm heartbroken. I don't understand why this person had to leave. Um, you have to acknowledge the areas that you hurt in order for the healing process to begin, right? Um, healing, it does take time. Acknowledging that you need, what is that crawling in the road? Sorry, y'all. Acknowledging that you need healing is the first step. It's like when you go to a AA meeting or something. The first step is admitting that you have a problem. So the first step in the healing process is admitting that you need healing. Sometimes we don't want to just come out and say that something hurt us. Some of us have a problem with showing vulnerability. And so a lot of times we may not want people to know that certain things hurt us. So we just don't bother to show it or say anything. In some cases, everybody's not like that. Some people just let you know up front. But yeah, you have to acknowledge that you need healing. Excuse me. For the healing process to begin. And then you have to be willing to let go of whatever that was, the incident that brought this hurt upon you in the first place. And the other thing is to hold yourself accountable for the part that you played in this whole incident that brought about this hurt. Because a lot of times we do want to just blame it on the people outside of us, but there are a lot of times, I'm going to say 90% of the time, the things that happen to us due to us having weak boundaries. People feel like they can talk to us a certain way or treat us a certain way because we haven't set up healthy boundaries for ourselves. And then sometimes when we do set those boundaries, we don't even keep those boundaries with ourselves. We don't, hold ourselves accountable and be disciplined in keeping those boundaries in place. So, of course, if we don't, then others will not. So we have to take accountability for the part that we play when it comes to our hearts being broken, when it comes to betrayal or anything like that, because we should be paying attention to a person's character. We should be paying attention to the fruit that is growing from the tree. Like this, pay attention to the person's actions. You should be always attentive of the people that you are spending time with. Pay attention to how they respond to certain things, how they move, how they act. And a lot of times we see red flags and we try, and just set them on the back shelf or look over them because of the longevity of the relationship, or I've been knowing them since I was little, we in the sandbox. Whatever it is, we just tend to sometimes look over certain character flaws and things like that. And in the long run, those same character flaws or those red flags that we seen that we chose to ignore and not set up healthy boundaries for ourselves, we end up getting bit, you know what I'm saying? So, again, 3 things when it comes to the healing process. Number 1, acknowledge that you need healing, right? Acknowledge that you are hurt or wounded in some way. 2, be ready to let go of whatever it is that happened. 3, also be ready to examine, do some introspection and see what your part is and how you can hold yourself accountable, because you have to know what your part is, where you played the part of allowing certain things to happen. Because again, we see red flags and we see people have character flaws, and we overlook those things for one reason or another. And a lot of times it be those very things that we chose to overlook, that these people do, that bring about this hurt or this, this pain or whatever. So again, the healing process. Acknowledge that you need healing. Don't just say I need healing. Be more specific. Because you got to work on each thing separately, because they're going to all affect you possibly in a different way. So, acknowledge that you need healing. Be willing and ready to let whatever happened go, and also take accountability for your part in the whole incident. So that's pretty much all I want to say at this point. I'm going to try to keep my videos real short. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. And y'all have a wonderful day, okay? Talk to you soon.